Rahul moved into the apartment on a rainy evening. It was cheap, quiet, and far from the city noise. As a young man trying to improve his English and build a better life, he needed a peaceful place to stay. The building was old. The paint on the walls was peeling, and the staircase made strange sounds when he climbed. The landlord, an elderly man with tired eyes, handed Rahul the keys without much conversation. "Room number 304, the old man said softly. "Is everything okay with this room?" Rahul asked. The landlord paused for a second, then replied, "Yes, just don't stay awake too late." Rahul smiled politely, thinking it was a joke. The first night was quiet. Rahul arranged his books, made some tea, and sat on the bed reading an English story. At exactly 12 o'clock a.m., he heard a soft knock. Knock, knock, Rahul froze. "Who is it?" he asked. No answer. He slowly walked to the door and opened it. The corridor was empty. Thinking it might be a mistake, he closed the door and went back to bed. But he couldn't sleep. The next night, the knocking returned. This time it was louder. Knock, 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 Rahul checked the time. 12 o'clock a.m., his heart started beating fast. He opened the door again. Nothing. The hallway was silent. When he turned back, he noticed something strange. His chair had moved. Rahul clearly remembered placing it near the desk. Now it was close to the bed. "This place is messing with my mind," he whispered. On the third night, Rahul decided to record everything. He kept his phone camera on and stayed awake. At exactly midnight, the lights flickered. Then he heard breathing, slow, deep breathing. But he was alone. Rahul held his breath and looked around. The sound was coming from behind him. He turned slowly. Nothing. Suddenly, his phone vibrated. A message appeared on the screen. "Unknown number. Why are you sitting in my room?" Rahul dropped the phone. The next morning, Rahul went to the landlord. "Someone is disturbing me at night," he said nervously. The landlord's face became pale. "You should not stay in that room," he said. "Why?" Rahul asked. The landlord hesitated, then spoke quietly. 5 years ago, a man lived in room 304. He never slept. He used to talk to someone at night. One day, the neighbors complained about knocking sounds. "What happened to him?" Rahul asked. The landlord swallowed. "He disappeared. The room was locked from inside." Rahul laughed nervously. "Sir, I don't believe in ghosts." The landlord looked at him seriously. "The room was never empty," he said. That night, Rahul decided it would be his last night there. He packed his bag and sat on the bed, waiting for morning. At 11:59 p.m., the room became cold. The mirror on the wall slowly fogged up. Words started appearing on it. "You are in M.Y. Place." Rahul screamed and ran to the door. It wouldn't open. The knocking started again, but this time it was inside the room. Knock, knock from the wall. A shadow appeared near the corner. It was tall, thin, and completely dark. It didn't have a face, but Rahul felt its eyes on him. The shadow spoke in a broken voice. "You took my bed, you took my chair. Now take my place," Rahul cried and begged. "I just wanted a room," he said. "I just wanted to learn and live peacefully." The shadow moved closer. "So did I," it whispered. The next morning, the landlord unlocked room 304. Rahul's bag was still there. His phone was on the floor, recording. The room was empty. But at exactly 12 o'clock a.m. every night after that, people heard knocking from room 304. And sometimes, a soft voice practicing English sentences.
Q1. Why did Rahul move into the apartment? Answer. Rahul moved into the apartment because it was cheap, quiet, and he wanted a peaceful place to study English and improve his life. Q2. What room number did Rahul get? Answer. Rahul got room number 304. Q3. What strange sound did Rahul hear at night? Answer. Rahul heard knocking sounds at night. Q4. At what time did the knocking usually happen? Answer. The knocking usually happened at 12 a.m. Q5. Did Rahul see anyone when he opened the door? Answer. No, Rahul did not see anyone when he opened the door. Q6. Why did the landlord look worried when Rahul complained? Answer. The landlord looked worried because something strange had happened in that room before, and a man had disappeared there. Q7. What message did Rahul receive on his phone? Answer. Rahul received a message that said, "Why are you sitting in my room?" Q8. What happened to the man who lived in room 304 before Rahul? Answer. The man disappeared, and the room was locked from the inside. Q9. What words appeared on the mirror? Answer. The words, "You are in my place," appeared on the mirror. Q10. Why did Rahul decide to leave the room? Answer. Rahul decided to leave because the room became very scary and dangerous. Q11. What does the shadow represent in the story? Answer. The shadow represents the spirit of the man who disappeared and never left the room. Q12. Why is the title, The Room That Was Never Empty, suitable? Answer. The title is suitable because even when the room looked empty, the spirit was always there. Q13. How does the story create fear without showing the ghost clearly? Answer. The story uses sounds, messages, shadows, and mystery to create fear instead of clearly showing the ghost. Q14. What lesson can readers learn from this story? Answer. The story teaches us to be careful, listen to warnings, and respect unknown places. Q15. Why is this story good for English learners? Answer. This story is good for English learners because it uses simple words, short sentences, and clear dialogue.